lifted up his eyes. They went both of them together. And they came to the place which Elohim had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order and bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of Yahweh called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest Elohim, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thy only son from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in the thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of the place Jehovah, in the mount of Yahweh it shall be seen. And the angel of Yahweh called unto Abraham out of the heaven the second time and said, By myself have I sworn, said Yahweh, for because thou hast done this thing and hast not withheld thy son, thy only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And in thy seed shall all nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she hath also bore children unto thy brother Nahor. Huz, his firstborn, and Buz, his brother, and Kemuel, the father of Aram, or Aram, and Kased, and Hazor, and Pildash, and Yidlach, and Bethuel. And Bethuel begot Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Rumah, she bare also Sheba, and Gaham, and Dahash, and Ma'aksha. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And so, as I said, this is the only thing that I could see them coming close to referencing. And as my brother was reading, I did look it up. And Yah is righteous.
Hallelujah.
Like I said, it had nothing to do with Ishmael. They celebrating because this is exactly what that's exactly what they were celebrating. They were celebrating Abraham's willingness to sacrifice Isaac, which is part of our story. Which is part of our story because it has nothing to do with Ishmael. It's called the festival Eid al-Adha. Eid al-Adha, the festive or feast of the sacrifice. It's also called the festival of sacrifice. It is the second of the 2 Islamic holidays celebrated worldwide. That's why they all over each year. And considered to be the holier of the 2. So it's considered out of the 2 that they celebrate worldwide, this is considered to be the most holiest one. It honors the willingness of Abraham to sacrifice his son as an act of obedience to Elohim's command. Now, what they don't say, and that's why I said I had to read Quran and familiarize myself with it again, because they might be trying to slide in that it was Ishmael that he was trying to sacrifice. Where scriptures say and let us know that this was Isaac that he was sacrificing. And that's why I said I'll go and read Quran, because I can't put it past him. But this only explains that it honors his willingness to sacrifice his son as an act of obedience to Elohim's command, what we just read about. But before Abraham could sacrifice his son, Elohim provided him a lamb of sacrifice instead, henceforth. In commemoration of this, an animal is sacrificed and divided into 3 parts. 1/3 of the share is given to the poor and needy. Another third is given to relatives. Don't say what they do with the last third. And so this year's calendar date in the Gregorian or Western calendar was 21st of August, which sounds like it was around, okay. And it takes place over a 2-day period. So, and how they observe it, they have prayers, they had an animal sacrifice, charity, their social gatherings, festive meals, and gift giving. So that's what it was. That's what I was thinking it was, because that's the only thing, as I heard it, that they could have been tying to Father Abraham was this account right here. But like I said, that's something, because they celebrate the part of Israel's history, not Ishmael's history. Ishmael is already gone. He's already departed. He's not even around at this time. This story is exclusively a story for the lineage of the house of Israel. The comments are, so now we work a little bit, so you can go back and let them know.
You can tell her.
Well, they didn't know. If she couldn't explain to you, it's only because inevitably it wasn't explained to her, and she don't really understand herself. But see, you can explain that.
And then they had, that's also that's what I gave the testimony at the same book. Because
Yes. Well, I left that out because I didn't want to just read everything, but it's celebrated at the end of the Hajj. And the Hajj is the pilgrimage point where Muhammad first received Quran. Hajj means journey. So the Hajj is always celebrated because it's a holy time of the year, because they celebrate this Hajj because this is where he took his journey. And when he took his journey, this is where he supposedly received the revelations of the Quran. And so that's why she wanted to know. And this supposedly happened, this Hajj is supposedly happened at the beginning or near the beginning of the year. So that's why she probably was asking you about the new moon. You know, we find out things every day. Oh. They worship. At least he got that right. Christ got that right. He said they worship what they know not, even when it comes to me. They doing what they don't even understand. He said, but we know what we worship. For salvation is of Yehudim. In other words, salvation is to Israel. So at least he got that right. A lot they do, they worship what they don't know. But we supposed to know what we worship.
That's why I was telling another girl, I was asking another, did she know what was going on? And then she wanted to know what was. They already have what they know about me. Then she wanted to know about me. So I said, well, our own days are written. So I can show you everything we do and what's attached to it. When we're not to take off, it tells us no work. Right? But I like to know whatever's written that, but they couldn't work and be there and leave the whole plant almost empty. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I was just wondering, because I was kind of vexed with nobody there.
They made you work hard.
Got a little bit upset.
I guess say we give her taste her own medicine. Yes, ma'am. But that's the blessing of the Almighty. I'm glad that came up. That's what we pray for, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And we all learn something together. That's beauty. And now we have knowledge, and that's what we want. So when we engage people, that's and we all have learned that. Cause I was like that, young, coming into knowledge. Like I said, that almost had me homeless. When I first came to the Almighty Word, it almost had me homeless. And I went home on fire, Jack. And went in the kitchen, went in the refrigerator. We ain't eating none of this no more. Grabbing bologna and hot dogs and tossing it in the. My mama came, boy, what is you doing? This got to go outside. This got. You don't get out my refrigerator. And I know that tone. Huh? You don't get out of my refrigerator right now. I said, God, I'm on fire. You're going back at it. No, you gonna meet him if you don't settle down.
Okay.
Yeah, I quickly. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not like. I'm not ready yet. So, and not only that, with friends, because I too. And what? Hey, that's calling them crazy and everything. They looking at me like I'm 14 kids crazy. We all looking at each other like we're 14. They like, what is he smoking? So the Almighty, well, he that he leads guys and shows us the way and instructs us. One of the things I learned, one of the scriptures that he showed me was out of the book of Ecclesiastes. Because it's an art. It's an art. You have to evolve. The Almighty have to show you things. Morel Elisha was still evolving. Many people don't know that. He was still evolving. But he had, like I tell you this all the time, he had his radio program. And when he first started, and for a long while, he would be on the radio program and he'd say, the hippie on the stick, the hippie on the stick. And that would just infuriate people. They call in, I was with you, and I was listening, and you was talking till you said the hippie on the stick. And they just, you could feel it through the phone line. They was just infuriated that he was saying the hippie on the stick. And then he said, He sat with us. I think the elder can back it up. Before he went on there, one program, he sat with us and I won't forget, he leaned back in his chair and he said, I gotta find another way to talk about this person. He said, because if you offend the people, then they ain't gonna listen to you. And that's when he started calling JC. Huh? And it wasn't so bad because if we took notice shortly after that, that's when people started coming out with them little bracelets. WWJD. What would J do? What would JC? What would he do? They started coming, and then people started saying it themselves. JC is. And what was so bad about it? That's just initials. It was palatable. So he used that, or he would use the Christ of the New Testament. He would use that because he was evolving. We're trying to win souls. We're trying to win people. Not everybody get that. See? Even teaching for a long time, they don't get it. They don't know how. But they have to evolve. And like I said, so Ecclesiastes, it was a nugget when I read this, Ecclesiastes chapter 12. And to do that, it takes this. That's why you have to pray for this as well. So you had a lot of people be asking, why you don't do this? Why you don't do that? So you got to have, as I set this up, there's a time, there's a place, and there's a season for everything done under the sun. Some people want to run, and it ain't time to run. Time to walk. Some people want to go where they ain't been called to go. Want to do what they ain't been called to do. But they think to take it upon themselves to do it. Not saying, I'm just saying, just setting it up. Because they're ill-equipped. Like I said, some people want a family, but they're ill-equipped to take on a family.
They don't want to work.
They don't want to work. Huh? Not only they don't want to work, they don't have the mental. They don't have to understand what it is to take on a family. They're ill-equipped. They ain't saying they're bad. They're just ill-equipped to perform the task. Give it to me. They be on a job sometime. That's rare. But they'll be on a job. Give it to me. Do you understand what you're asking for? I'm going to bid for this. Huh? Because they see a certain aspect of dollars. So I'm going to bid for this. But they didn't read everything that was outlined that come under that. So now when they get it, they're like, because they're ill-equipped. Some teachers teach, but they're ill-equipped. I just got to say it. If you're equipped to do it, it's a blessing. And you have to pray. You have to seek. As I said, you have to seek knowledge, wisdom, understanding. It's many hats you have to wear when you're dealing with people. But look at what, and so I left on the wisest man. Look at what he said. Ecclesiastes 12:9.
Hallelujah. And moreover, because the preacher was wise,
See, moreover, because he was wise,
he still taught the people knowledge.
because he had wisdom, not just because he was learned and he read things or he opened up a book. He had wisdom, true wisdom. So with true wisdom, he was effectually able to teach. I tell you that because it's like that in schools. You got teachers and they teach by the book. And as long as they can go right there by the book and they'll tell students, don't you see it? It's right there in the book. Huh? But maybe he can't get it out of the book. So maybe with some wisdom, you see that he struggles a little bit to get it out of the book. So with some wisdom, you take another approach with him. That's your wisdom. Okay, I see. Let me put this like this. Let me put it like that. Let me start rapping. Because the kids like to rap. It's like one young man, he went back to coaching, and I'm just using it in the story. He said, I can't coach like I coach the professional team I coach, and like I coached 10 years ago. These kids today, their attention span is shorter. I can't keep them in a meeting for 2 hours with pens and pencils and pads. I got to snap, because this is what they know. If I do it like the old, I'll lose them. I got to know how to infuse old and new, blend it together. That's wisdom. Not just they gonna speak, just they gonna do it. and no, that's not good. You have to have wisdom. And with wisdom you can effectually teach knowledge. He said what? And he was able to give knowledge, and he was able to what?
Yeah, and he gave good heed.
He gave good heed.
And sought out and set in order many proverbs.
Set in order many sayings, many proverbs. Put something on their mind, make them think. See, it ain't always just straightforward. Tell them something, make them think about it. The river runs blue over the midnight ocean and never returns to a dusky dawn. That you know. How you go away, be like, what's this? Run blue over the midnight ocean and never returns to. Get the mind going. Instead of just be straightforward with you, get the mind to clear. Make them come back. See, I might drop nuggets. I didn't say I'm gonna teach no lesson. The wrong one building today. I just gonna drop a nugget. Man, what he said? Now they come back. Man, didn't you say? So see, the beautiful thing about the Almighty said he gonna confirm the word of his servant. That ain't just a teacher. That means anybody that's serving him. Because if you're gonna tell the truth, he gonna confirm it. And the truth don't have to be no long distance. It could be boom. When they receive it, guess what? That's why they coming back to you now. That sister said that. That's what she meant. You deep. You deep. But the other day you just got a little too rough. The preacher, verse 10.
The preacher sought to find out acceptable words.
See, sometimes you preaching, sometimes you teaching, sometimes you preaching. But he sought to find out what?
Acceptable words.
Acceptable words. You got to monitor who you're dealing with as well and know how to talk with them. Like I said, Moray Alicia, then like I said, that was my president, that's who I learned. He could talk one way with me because we had a certain kind of relationship. So something he could say to me, something he could say to the relationship. If I say what I say to them, I say that to somebody else, they might be like, man, you know. And I seen it because that's how it was with Elise. He could say, and he understood. That was his wisdom. I talk to you like that. And some people like, man, how you take that? I said, man, we joking. But he can't do that with everybody. When you speaking truth, although it's true, you got to find a way to give it to that person that's palatable. That's palatable. At least that you can get it out. Whether they really embrace it or accept, that's another, but at least find a way where you can get it out. Because it might not be for them. It might be for that ear over here. But it still got to be palatable. Because they got to look and say, hey, I like how you said that, man. Is that right? But if you embrace it, you're not going to turn this person away. You turn that person off. And as I said, I got the words of truth. I don't need to be abrasive to nobody. That's why I can say what I say to you with a smile and a grin. You take it how you want to take it. Then you leave it. What are you talking about me? Yeah. Damn, I didn't even know it. I know. He was smiling. Yeah. I mean, yeah. 2 days later. Because he found acceptable words.
And that which was written.
This is what we need to find. You can argue. I've been in a lot of arguments, but I found acceptable words. Now, pump, all this bravado. Nah, I ain't got to go off you on. I don't sugarcoat either. But I don't sugarcoat, but it's still acceptable.
I think about my words before I say them. I run them around in my head.
Now Mr. Whitehead to come here, he don't work with, but he work with me, and he know it's a room. He know everybody there probably Jehovah's Witness. So they give him pamphlets. Soon as I hit the door, I can't even get signed in. Israel, all the way across the room. I'm just, Israel. I'm like, uh-oh. Yeah. I know it when he yell. I know what he want. He said, look, this is what they gave me this morning. And he hold us, and they sitting there. This is what they gave me this morning. I want you to take a look at this. This is what they told me. I said, Mr. White, I'm saying to myself, why are you doing this, Mr. White? Now, number one, the people already got something in based on what they think they know about me. Now you just gonna believe. But he flashed me. Now, address it. Straighten this man out. Yeah, that's frankly, that's what he telling them. And straighten it out. And they be just as quiet as a church mouse. But before I go into whatever it is, I had to think about, because I already know the tenor of the room. So I had to think about how I'm gonna address this. And because of that, so many of them have said, man, confessing, we can't say nothing about it. He said, is this right, Israel? And I'm like, that's wrong. Why is it wrong, Israel? I said, well, thus says Yah. And that speaks. Now, also, what can they do? They can go, because they want to. Let me go and look at it.
He was right.
He was right. The way in which you do all things. And you can still be forthright. You can still not sugarcoat. Acceptable word. Even just the tenor in which you give it. Baby, how does shirt look on me? Take that off. Now you walk away like that. No. I'm broke down. Because the tenor in which you engage. I ain't gonna tell him. I don't want to look like a clown. I was straightforward with him. Take that off. Yeah, you were, but you crushed him. He looked in the mirror, thought he was GQ. He was like, hey, this is all right. Huh? Well, what? I want to be straightforward.
Keep on hitting the chords, Lord.
Baby, how does it look? Baby, how does it look? How does it look, baby? I like that, that other shirt that you got that's close to that. I like that one. That's the one that I like. You look real good in that. Guess what he gonna do? 5 minutes later, he coming out and that ain't even the shirt you talking about. But this is the one he think you talking about, and that's the one you want him to wear. There you go. Acceptable. That's why we argue and sound and things go haywire, because we don't know even how to find acceptable ways of dealing with one another. With the brothers, We train. They do something. I don't jump. Man, look, you just dumb. That ain't what I showed you. I let them get everything out they got to say. Then they'll tell you, I just simply redirect them. Nah. Well,
If you had it then like
if you just do it, if you just do it like this, then they be like, oh wow. Everybody do it. Everybody do it. Verse 10 again. So the preacher sought to find out acceptable words, that which was written. That's what he leaned on. Was already there. It's upright. Even words of truth.
The words of the wise,
because the words of the wise
are as gold,
and
as nails fastened by the masters of assembly.
Yeah, one person. And it is the truth. It ain't like Rudy Giuliani. The truth ain't always the truth. And what kind of stuff is that? A person's version of the truth don't always make it the truth. But because he was so amped up and he didn't think, he made a bonehead statement. The truth ain't always the truth. Huh? That's why, see, everything goes, it's synergized. Alicia was a great, that's why I love hanging with him. He was one that helped me see these things as well. And it's part of you when it's become part, because he was a man that loved to play chess and checkers. And what does that require you to do? Think. Strategize. Be 1-2 steps ahead of your opponent. And I saw that applied in his life. So we pray for knowledge. That's why I'm big on that. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. That's why, like I said, I loved it, what you brought us today about what they was doing. And now we got some knowledge, we got some wisdom, and we got some understanding, like I said, that a lot of them probably don't even have. Yes.
I remember going through this when it spiked me up. The sister said that we have to pray to JC, and he fixes our prayers for us and sends it on its way the correct way. And I think that's what made me say that's stupid, and I just put it together. But I told her about, I said, we have all these Psalms, and you really want it to be all pretty, just read the Psalms, and then she went into the Trinity, the three and all that.
And see that's part of why the Almighty want us to be humble. That's why I love Moses. And two qualities that we know Moses had was his humility and his meekness. And that's why the Almighty wants us to have those qualities. Because I too would have had to bite my tongue, because not saying it about it, that does sound silly. That he had to fix your prayer and redo it as if your words ain't good enough. That does sound silly. So that I can understand why you might have went on and said that's silly. But the reason why we humble and meek, and really, I'm gonna tell you, it's a sad state that our people in, believing in things other than the Most High. It's really sad when we find people in the state of believing other than Yah. And what we have to reflect on as we deal with people in a lot of cases is think about how that used to be me.
Right.
See? And how somebody took a little time with kindness, with patience, and dealt with me. And that helped me come around. And so the same way that formula worked for me, that's the same way I had to try to give that formula to somebody else. So think of it when you're trying to, as they say, when you're trying to change somebody else, think about yourself.
That's not true.
Think about yourself. Because that once was you. That once was me in First Baptist, Second Baptist, St. Clair. That was me. I once was lost. That was me. You understand? That's why people ain't stupid, dumb. You know, that's why there's no belittling.
I need to apologize for it. She said, girl, what you say? She did.
Well, that's y'all.
She just said she was gonna leave after a but she said.
That's y'all. Maybe he whitewashed the whole thing.
She said, you know I love you, and we went on about our it was fixed. I just told her that I did feel I was kind of wrong a little bit.
Because, and they just have to, like you say, you just have to give them knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That nobody needed Christ to fix nothing for them. To be an intercessor for them. Not if you're going to believe the scriptures. As we just read that Genesis 22. Read that again, my brother. Particularly the part where he's getting ready to strike his son.
Yeah.
Verse 10.
Abraham stretched forth his hand
Mm-hmm.
and took the knife to slay his son.
Yes.
And the angel of Yahweh called unto him out of the heaven and said,
Angel representative of Yah, Spirit of Yah, called out unto him and said, what?
Abraham,
Yes.
Abraham.
Uh-huh.
And he said, here am I. And he said, lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest Elohim,
I know you fear me.
seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thy only son, from me.
This angel had the presence of Yah within him, working on his behalf. The Spirit of Yah working on his behalf. So this was Yahweh. And he was readily in the midst and dealing with Abraham himself. He didn't say you don't fear us. He said you do not fear, now know that you fear me. There is not a place in righteousness in this book where any man is praying to another person or entity to think that they can do anything and fix anything or intercede any kind of way is influencing the Almighty. He is going to do what he will. Turn to Psalms 31. There's nothing with the Almighty left.
Hallelujah.
Psalm 31,
Yes, sir.
verse 1.
Hallelujah. Indeed, O Yahweh, do I put my trust.
In who?
Indeed, in Yahweh do I put my trust.
In you, Yah, do I put my trust.
Let me never be ashamed.
Uh-huh.
Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thy ear to me. Deliver me speedily.
Hold on, stop. Look at how this is being read. In you, Yah, do I put my trust. Deliver me in your righteousness. Then he says, bow down what?
Thine ear to me.
In other words, give me your ear. Are we reading this? Are we seeing this? Is he asking for the ear of somebody else? He said, let me have let your ear hear my words as I cry unto you. And deliver me speedily. Be thou my what?
Strong rock.
For a house of what?
Defense to save me.
For you are my rock.
And my fortress.
Therefore, for thy name's sake, lead me and guide me.
Pull me out of the net that they have laid privately for me. For thou art my strength.
Into your hands I commit my spirit. Not in the hands of somebody else. He said directly into the Almighty's hands I commit my spirit. Thou have redeemed me, O Yahweh, the Elohim of truth.
I have hated them that regarded lying vanity.
I've hated them that regarded lying vanities.
But I trust in Yahweh. I will be glad.
I will be glad
And rejoice in thy mercy.
and rejoice in your mercy.
For thou hast considered my trouble.
Look at this. Look at this. I will be glad and rejoice in your mercy because you have considered all my troubles, because I'm going to have them from the cradle to the grave. I'm going to have them. But you have considered all my troubles. Thou have known. People walk through thinking they're the only one going through it. The Christ says here, he said, you have known my soul in adversities.
Oh, God.
In other words, that's how the Almighty gonna speak to us. It's through adversity. He must speak through us through adversity. That's the time for him to speak to us. Yes, sir.
A lot of times when things going well, you're not listening to him no way. You're not listening.
Later for that.
You know, but once you get down, once you need something, now you're willing to give a listening ear.
Huh?
And then one thing about knowing your soul in adversity, he knows if you got integrity. He knows if you just a Johnny come lately. He knows everything about you.
Yes, sir.
You know, and when you know your soul in adversity, then you can depend on him. Because he's like said, I have not wickedly departed from your way.
Hallelujah.
And that's how he know you. That's how
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because the adage is, and it can be said like this, the adage is adversity builds character, but I found that adversity reveals character. Adversity really reveals what's there. That's why you put through the crucible. That's why you put in adversity. Just as Abraham was. It didn't build him. It revealed what kind of man he was that the Almighty said.
Now I know.
Now I know. And really it's for you. Now you know how strong you are. Because look at where you at. You got your knife right here. And your only son that you ever had, that I promised you, with no second, you got it laid out right here and you ready to strike the death blow. Man, do you know how it has to hit him now? That's showing him. Do you know how strong you really are? What you was ready and willing to do. It revealed the character that was in him. Joseph in his trial through Egypt, it revealed the man that he was. That's why when Pharaoh said, where is such a man I can put over my kingdom? He didn't say, that'd be me. He told him what type of man. But Pharaoh said, well, that man I seen in you. Everything you done went through, they tell me they brought you up out the dungeon. They told me you used to be a servant in a man's house. And the wife falsely accused, and he, a person of integrity, you can still be this long. Everything you done went through, you can still trust. They would have broke all these men around me. Because I've seen men break for lesser things. You, him. It reveals who you really are. It makes that real man, that real woman, it makes them come out. Because that's, it's pitiful, it's shameful, huh? Because look at what Ecclesiastes said. Because it kind of brings balance to this, though. That's just how life works. So I don't know, it's a shame, and then it's not. Because that's how life works. So look, watch what Ecclesiastes 7:14 says.
Hallelujah. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 14. In the day of prosperity, be joyful.
In the day of prosperity, be what?
Joyful.
Yeah. There ain't no time to, in the day when things is going right, day of prosperity, that's the time to be joyful. There's a time and place, everything under the sun. There's a time to, hey, this going right. We good. But what?
But in the day of adversity.
But in the day of adversity.
Consider.
Huh? Consider the whole song. Where did we go wrong? Huh? Consider. That's what adversity is for. Because although everything going right, things don't just stay one way. And sometimes to get better, first it must be a little relapse. I remember at least you say in order for a man to jump, he must first stoop real low. He must come down. Then he can jump and reach up. So you must in a progression of life. People talk about progression, but they don't know what progression is. In a progression of life, it means you must come back to be catapulted forward if you want to progress. Now, if you don't want to progress, when you come back, then you'll just keep slipping backwards. and you'll keep slipping backwards because of this. Proverbs 24:10. Actually start at 5. Actually start at 1.
Hallelujah. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Be not thou envious against evil men.
See that first thing, be not envious against what?
Evil men.
Now, before you can not be envious against evil men, you must recognize and know what an evil man is.
Right.
And that don't mean he look like a tadpole or something. His evilness, his wickedness has to do with his moral inner being. That's what will define that. But be not envious against evil men, neither what?
Neither desire to be with them.
And when you find them out, that's not company you want to keep. For their heart what?
For their hearts study of destruction, and their lips talk of mischief.
Their heart studies destruction, and their lips talk about mischief.
Through wisdom
But through wisdom
is a house builded,
is a house built.
and by understanding
And by understanding,
is it established,
it's established.
and by knowledge.
And by, oh man, do you see why I love all three of them?
God.
Why I know y'all get tired of me, but I gotta echo that every week. I gotta say that every week. If not for you, I gotta say it for myself.
Hallelujah.
Because this is true. This is why it's in the book all over the place. Through wisdom, through knowledge, through understanding. And by knowledge shall your chambers be filled with what?
All precious and pleasant riches.
Because my people are destroyed for a lack of what? Knowledge. We rich and don't even know we rich because we don't have the knowledge. We blessed. Don't know we blessed. Don't have the knowledge. Verse 5.
A wise man is strong.
What kind of man?
A wise
A
man.
wise man is strong.
Yea, a man of knowledge increases strength.
And a man of knowledge increases strength. He keeps getting stronger. For by wise counsel shall you make war. And in the multitude of counselors, in the multitude of wise counselors, there's safety. Not just counselors. Because we've seen a multitude of counsel with Rehoboam. But it wasn't wise counsel.
That's right.
In the multitude of wise counsel, there is safety.
Wisdom is too high for a fool.
Now, wisdom is too high for the fool.
He openeth not his mouth in the gate. He that devises to do evil shall be called a mischievous person. The thought of foolishness
The thought of foolishness
is sin.
is sin.
And the scorner,
Hold on, bro. Don't go past that.
hallelujah,
Just the very thoughts of foolishness. Huh?
Yes. Wow.
And our children need to know just the very thoughts of foolishness. They got something out this week I heard, the fire challenge. See, look. See, the old people, when I said it, they did like this, huh? But we don't know nothing about it. When I said the fire challenge, my boy over here, he laughed. He smirked. He know what I'm talking about. And the fire challenge is foolish. A girl right now has wrecked her entire life taking the fire challenge.
what is the fire?
She set herself on fire.
Oh, God.
Poured alcohol on her.
What?
Poured alcohol on herself. Lit a match. Went up in flames. Mother and father sitting out in the next room, and she in there with one of her girlfriends. Mother and father sitting out in the next room, and she came running out of the room like a literal ball of fire,
Oh, my God.
yelling, "Help me, help me, help me." Burnt all over her body.
Oh, my God. Foolish.
The thoughts of foolishness
Is sin.
is sin.
God.
Is sin. It is good in moderate, but too much, and it gets down because it's powdered, and it just choke them to death, coming out and numb, and choking to death. All these things they do. The young girl, it don't matter. Like I said, it don't matter color. The young girl, well, she told me to push him. Y'all heard that? Up on the cliff. They was up on the cliff. They said, well, she wanted to jump, but she was too scared. Then she didn't want to jump. So I just gave her a push. I broke every bone in her body. They ain't, I know they're 17, 16. I know some of them nowadays accelerated. They stand 6'4" and 2. They feel like grown men. These babies,
Yes, sir.
they don't know nothing. I'm a man, and I don't know a lot. I know that he don't know nothing. They have thoughts of foolishness. And a lot of times they pay, or somebody around them pay with their life.
Yes, sir.
That young girl driving that around prom time, driving that fast car. Huh? Let's see how fast it goes in these tight turns that tell you it's a reason why it says 15 miles an hour. Slow down. But thoughts of foolishness. We want to see where you seen it when you wrapped it around that tree and it split in half, and then they burying one of your classmates, and you faced with a charge of that could put you in jail. That's what this is talking about. The thoughts of foolishness is sin. For them and for us, because we ain't not too, just because we grown, we get thoughts of foolishness. Ooh, ooh, look at her. The thoughts that go through your head. Huh? You better guess you. Huh? The thoughts of foolishness is sin, and the scorner.
Is an abomination to men.
Yes. Amnon, the thoughts of foolishness. I won't tell you more. Them bad thoughts. He had a scorner with him in the Ahithophel. Go ahead. It's good. He's an abomination. It says.
Thou faint in the day of adversity.
Because if you faint in the day of adversity, it didn't say it built, it revealed what was about that person. And that meant your strength was small. If you fainted, it revealed that your strength was small. What strength you thought you had. Your strength was small. So adversity comes to us to show us about ourselves. That's what it does. To show, it's a good barometer. It's a good gauge to show us where we're at. And that's why we go in. That's why we walk in and we walk out. Walk in and we walk out. Walk in and we walk out. But a good thing to do when you walk in and walk out is to have a friend. Because you're gonna need a friend. And that's why it's beautiful to say that Psalms 31 was beautiful when he said, Yahweh has been my rock and my fortress, and he has known me in my adversity, because you can't have a better friend than Yah. Because you're gonna need a friend. Look at what Proverbs 17:17 said. You need a friend to help you in adversity.
Right to my diary. Dear Yahweh.
Yes.
Tell you.
You need a friend. And I mean a true friend. That's why I tell them I'm your best friend. When something wrong, don't go to your classmates. They don't know nothing. You come and tell me. We're gonna work this out.
Proverbs chapter 17.
In 17.
Verse 17. A friend love it at all times.
Because a friend does what?
Love it at all times.
A friend, a true friend, love you at what?
All the time.
All time. And that love even is correction.
And a brother is born for adversity.
And a brother, a real brother, is there for you. A real sister is there for you in adversity. You need that. You need that. That's why I say if you find somebody that is, better stick to them like glue. Stick to them like glue. And I can count all mine on practically, I count mine in a circle. My real inner circle, I can count it practically on 2 hands.
Yes,
I almost slow down. Huh? He didn't show up, he ain't going nowhere. Left the gate open and everything. He got a chance to run, he didn't run. I said, we on track now. We on track. Because he could have scooted. You need a friend. You're not going to work through this life alone. Because the forces, we all talk about everything out of nature, right?
yeah.
Have we talked that before?
Everything out of nature.
Everything have a nature? Yeah, we have.
We have. We didn't talk about it.
So you have to understand life. You have to understand life. From the book of Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
All the time.
Sir,
yes, sir.
that's a quick testimony while we're on the subject matter.
Go ahead. Yes, sir. You most certainly can.
It was so funny. So funny. Last weekend, my oldest granddaughter, she started to drive. And last weekend, her and her mother and my wife, they were in the car together. By the time they got to their destination, my granddaughter was so mad. She got out. She was driving, right? She was so mad. She got out and got in the back seat and said, "I ain't driving no more." And she said she went to school. She told everybody at school. She told her cousins how bad it was. And then that was a week ago. So when I seen her yesterday, she said, "Grandma was just so mean." I said, "What's the worst thing she did?" She told me I'm driving too fast. And that made you mad. Oh, she told me I'm driving. That was the worst thing she did. I'm going to get her. So I just ran. She said, "I'm driving too fast." You know? When the child driving,
Yeah.
she got out and I ain't driving.
Wow.
You told me I'm driving too fast. She went to school to all
And told everybody.
She said, "Yeah, I'm so mad at my driver.
Oh.
I know how to drive. I've been driving like 2 weeks."
See? Yes, sir. 2 weeks. And you know everything. Huh? Oh, boy. Yes, ma'am.
About a month ago, probably, I don't even think it's been a month. We had you taught class on this when I was saying, you talked about Abraham and Sarah, about how with the child they bore she gave him concubine because she didn't think she was gonna be able to have children, but that wasn't Yah's plan.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when I was saying my heart was so broke with Brother Ben here because he just got off track, he wasn't it, but everything that not even a month later, I kid you not, I was so Brother Ben got on it, did whatever y'all told him to do, you know. And so I did some checking because I'm down alone, I'm checking the handle. And it's so funny because now he's up to speed where he's supposed to be at, but as of next month, it's a certain law that's gonna change to where all that stress and the work that I have put on myself, I wouldn't even have to do all that if I stuck with God's plan. But it's like, hallelujah, that I was able to even remember those scriptures, and then I've been applying it to my life as well, and to see, you know, God's plan. But it was beautiful to be able to see that. I just have to give God his praise.
Hallelujah. Praise God. Genesis, 2nd chapter.
Genesis chapter 2.
Yes, and give me the 9th verse.
Hallelujah. And out of the ground made Yahweh Elohim to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
The tree of what?
Of life.
Life.
And the tree of knowledge.
And the tree of the knowledge
of good and
of
evil.
good and evil. The tree of the knowledge. It didn't just say the tree of good and evil, but the tree of the knowledge. You now gain knowledge of good and evil because these forces, this nature, it existed since time itself. Good and evil, these forces, these natures, they're there. The only one and the one that governs them is the Almighty. He's the only thing eternal and over that. But they've been there. They've been there as long as there's been the existence of earth itself and creation itself, because that's how things was created. So that's in nature. That permeates nature. That's why there's life. But where there's life, there's what? There's death. Where the sun is shining, somewhere it's dark. This opposite. So, in understanding life, I took us here because that's the wisdom that one of the oldest books revealed to us. Because this book is said to be the oldest book, if not one of the oldest books. And this is why this man was able to make this statement. Go to the book of Job. Once you understand the nature of life itself, see, we don't know it. We just know the beauty of it. But there was adversity before you faced adversity before you was ever born. You faced adversity even in conception. Even in conception, there's one, that's why the term one, you heard the term 1 in a million? Huh? It's 1 in a million. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's 1 in a million that make it. That's it. And they got to swim through great odds. Whichever one can swim through all the odds and get there, that's the one that makes it. That's adversity. And when he makes it, it becomes life. Then as that life grows, it faces adversity to come into the world. Because it's not easy. It don't just, no, the stork don't drop them off on the doorstep. They come down. That's what she's feeling, contract. That adversity. Yeah, Joe?
Yes, sir.
First chapter.
Hallelujah.
Now this is what the book said, to the law, to the testimony. These are what can get us through. This is why this is here. Ain't a lot of, it ain't law, but this story helps us. And my sister said, you live now, you say, when the next one coming? When the next one coming? When the next one coming? Huh? But look, but this is what talk about a brother is born for the day of adversity. Well, this our brother. In the sense of spirituality, this our brother. So when we read our brother, he'll give us strength when we going through ours, because look at what he about to go through. Let's go.
Hallelujah. Job chapter 1.
See, we can't get this strength as you get ready to go. We can't get this strength from Christ. Because in adversity, he perished. But let's read about our brother. Go ahead.
Hallelujah. Job chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
Let's write that down. Let's write that down. He was perfect. This man Job, Job. He was perfect, and he was upright.
And one that feared Elohim, and he eschewed evil.
And fourth thing then, and he hated evil. So we got four things about him. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Perfect, upright, feared Elohim, and he hated evil. That sounds like a good person to me, don't it?
Yeah.
Huh? Great person to me, don't it?
Yeah.
Sound like that's everything we aspiring to be, isn't it? Huh? Y'all with me?
And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters.
10 children. He was blessed. And his substance also was 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, 500 she-asses, and a very great household. So that this man was the greatest of all men living in the east.
And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job was early and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them. All for Job, all according to the number of them. For Job, and cursed Elohim in their heart. Thus did Job continually.
See, so nobody can fix your prayer, but you can pray for people. There ain't nothing wrong with praying for a person, but nobody can or need to fix your prayer because they can't fix your prayer. Your words do just as good as anybody else's. That's why it's your prayer. Now there was a day when the sons of Elohim came to present themselves before Yah, and Satan came also among them. And Yah said unto Satan, whence come thou? Then Satan answered Yah and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yah said unto Satan, have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Elohim and hates evil. Then Satan answered Yah and said, does Job fear Elohim for naught? Have you not made a hedge round about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Have you not blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land? But I tell you right now, if you don't do these things for him, if you don't do these things for him, if you put forth your hand now and touch all that he has, he will curse you to your face. And Yah said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in your power. Only upon himself put not your hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of Yah. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating, drinking wine in their oldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabaeans fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain thy servant with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell you. That's one trial. Huh?
Shalom.
Brother Shalom. We're in the book of Job, first chapter. That's one trial. Huh?
Yes.
And before that he's learning about. And before he can get done speaking, it said, while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, it's the fire of Elohim fallen from heaven, and have burnt up the sheep and the servants and consumed them. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So he's not even finished processing this first bit of bad news when the second bit of bad news comes right in. But while he was yet speaking, here comes the third messenger of bad news. There came another, said the Chaldeans have made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels and carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell you. But that's not enough. Here comes the fourth messenger. Now let's digest this now, because that's what this book is, that's what it's showing us. One calamity right on the heels, not even after, right in the midst of another. It's like trying to come up for air and you can't come up to get a breath of air. You can't catch a breath. He getting hit. For while he was speaking, there came another, said, your son and your daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, and behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell you. Man, that's his whole world come crashing down.
Yes, indeed.
All the material goods, well, huh?
Yeah.
And the life of his children. That's his whole world. Coming right down. Then Job arose. So what did he do? He arose. Go ahead.
Then Job arose
Mm-hmm.
and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped.
He did what now? Wait a minute. What did he do? He arose. He rent his man. So it clothes. He did something else. He did what?
Shaved his head.
He shaved his head.
And then he fell down upon the ground and began to worship.
And he fell down on the ground and began to what? To worship.
And said,
But he said,
naked came I out of my mother's womb,
yes.
and naked shall I return hither.
Uh-huh.
And Yahweh gave, and Yahweh hath taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh. And all this Job sinned not, nor charged Elohim foolishly.
And all that he sinned not, nor charged Elohim foolishly. Now you can't stop here. Let's go and start chapter 2.
Again, there was a day when the sons of Elohim came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them to present himself before Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto Satan, from whence come thou? And Satan answered Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. He said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feared Elohim and eschewed evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause.
He is that man. And ain't nothing changed about him. He unwavering. Even though you have moved me to destroy everything in his life, he is still the same servant that he was before all this happened. He's still the true and faithful before all this happened.
Oh, God.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. And Satan answered Yahweh and said, skin for skin.
I know he is, but skin for skin.
Yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life.
We just didn't touch the right thing. Yeah, he was able to withstand all that, but we didn't touch the right thing. And let's touch him now. Because don't no man want to die. Everybody want to go to heaven. No one won't die. Huh?
That's right.
Yeah, let's touch him now. And we'll see what kind of reaction we get from it. Go ahead.
Put forth thy hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Hmm?
And Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, he is in thy hand, but save his life. So went Satan forth from the presence of Yahweh, and smote Job with sore boils, from the sole of his foot unto the crown, to his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal. And he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, does thou still retain thy integrity? Curse Elohim and die.
Because she couldn't hang in. Now, I don't teach this to paint no picture of her being a wicked person. It just showed that she wasn't where he at. See, your integrity is, that's what I said, adversity reveals things about you. It reveals things about you, and it reveals things about people that's going through those things. This don't necessarily make her wicked, bad, or evil. It's just that she done hit her breaking point. She not where he is.
10 kids. I ain't know.
10 children, all of possessions, all their wealth, and now she's faced with the possibility of losing her husband. Crushing.
Devastating.
Huh?
Sure.
Well, what does he say?
But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What shall we receive? What shall we receive good at the hand of Elohim? And shall we not receive evil?
Because he understood the concept of good and evil from the book of Genesis, the knowledge that come out of Genesis, that was already in the earth. Good and evil was operating before there ever was a man. That's what makes up good and evil. There will be good times and there will be evil times. There will be time where you prosper and there will be time when you lose. There will be all these times. And when you can understand that this is how life works, when you can understand that there's time for life, but one day there's time for me to move away from here and meet my maker, then things will start to have proper perspective.
Oh, God.
When you can understand this is the very nature, essence of life itself. I will not always get. It will not always be my way. Everything don't cater around me.
Oh, God.
And I can't throw a tantrum. I can't pout. I can't this. I can't that when it don't go my way. I got to pull up gird my loins, like the Almighty gonna tell him later. Gird my loins, show myself to be a man, and keep on going on.
Oh, God.
Till it change.
That's right.
Because a change gonna come.
Yes, it is. Hallelujah.
But you got to understand, this is life.
That's right.
It's the nature of life.
I have a quick question, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
So is that at the end of the scripture, is that why Yahweh was upset with him? With Job?
With Job, well, during the course of his dissertation, he's making his argument. The book of Job, what it is the prose. He's making his argument as to his circumstance. His three friends are making their arguments as to his circumstance. And within the course of it, although there's truth being dropped and everybody making valid points, there's also some places where they kind of like, they just don't have full understanding. And so that's why you see even a fourth person come in, Elihu, and he starts speaking. Because he said, man, I thought y'all was being old, I thought y'all were wiser than this. He said, but now I see it don't always, because you're old don't always mean you're wise. So he starts speaking on behalf of y'all. Let's go how he drops that.
Hallelujah.
But like I said, they all get a dissertation in 32. It says chapter 32. Always chapter 32. But it's not necessarily bad things are being said. They say a lot of things. They're nuggets. But it's just perspective that they're trying to skew. Therefore, he feared Yah, and he hated evil. That's why the Almighty wrote all that. But he wrote it to show that they're saying bad things do happen to good people.
Yes, sir.
It does. It can.
Yes.
The prime example.
Yeah.
But don't doubt or question your integrity as if you are good or not. That's what this also showing. See, bad things start happening, people start questioning if I'm good.
Yeah.
Just got something bad happen.
Because bad things is happening. And I must not be no good.
And they was accusing Job of wickedly departing from the law.
Yes.
Job said, I
I have never.
wickedly
Yes.
departed. I might have made some mistakes.
But I have never wickedly
departed from your law.
I have never joined in with the wicked.
He would not sit with evil men.
No. So they laying everything on it from that perspective.
Yeah.
Chapter 32,
Yes, sir.
verse 1.
Hallelujah.
Then he gives his final answer from his perspective. And when he gives his final answer, then this is where 32 picks up.
So these three men ceased to answer Job because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then was kindled the wrath of Elihu.
Because see, sometimes, let me tell you something, there's some things when things are happening in your life, sometimes the only thing you can do is do this.
Peace.
I don't know what's happening.
Already.
This is the only place you at. I don't know what's happening. I can't explain it.
Don't have to answer.
I can't give you an answer.
That's right.
I don't know. I know what I've been doing.
Yes, sir.
I know it's the right thing.
Yes, sir.
But I can't tell you right now why this ain't working. Why I lost this. Why I lost that. Why this happened. Why that happened. I can't tell you. All I do right now is sit here and wait on somebody to come and save me.
Hallelujah. Praise Yahweh. Right. Praise God.
I can't justify myself.
God.
I can't lift myself up no more. I can't tell you. I'm just trying to ride this out
That's right.
till my ship come in.
All right.
But they ceased to answer him when he gave his last dissertation because he was righteous in his own eyes.
Then was kindled the wrath of Elihu, the son of Barshel, the Buzite, of the kindred of Ram.
Against Iob was his wrath kindled because he justified himself rather than Elohim. See? He justified himself. And whatever means he was doing it, he justified himself rather than Elohim.
Also against his three friends.
And also against his three friends was his wrath kindled because they had found no answer, yet they had condemned this man. Now Elihu had waited till Job had spoken because they were older than he. Huh? Because that's the ways of a young man. Yeah, I got something to say. Even amongst the older men, I got some wisdom. But let me wait till they get done speaking.
When Elihu saw,
I can say that about my light socket son. I call him that because of hairstyle. I feel like he's light socket or something. But I know that's their style. But he's a good boy. Because when I take him amongst elders and men older than him, I gotta put him on the spot a lot of times. I do. But I notice his demeanor. He stepped back. He's silent. And he's just standing there. Then they ask him something. He'll break out. But they don't ask him nothing. He like a statue. He don't think I'll be observing that. But I do. I observe everything he does. Because that's how a young man is to be. Now, when he was his buddy, he can cut them off all he wants to. They ain't saying nothing anyway. He said, interrupt them every 2 words because they ain't saying nothing. Verse 5. When Elihu saw that there was no answer in the mouth of these 3 men, then was his wrath kindled. And Elihu, the son of Barachel, the Buzite, answered and said, I am young, and you are very old. You're very old. Wherefore was I afraid? But look at how he's talking to him.
Yes, sir.
You're very old, So I was afraid to get in your conversation because I'm young. And what does a young man really have to tell you older men? So I was afraid and durst not show you my opinion. I said to myself, they should speak. They should always be front. They should speak. The older should speak. And the multitude of years should teach wisdom. Huh? See, these are nuggets. These are ways. These are ways that our people have to learn. Our young men have to learn. He said, but as I listen to y'all conversation, there's a spirit in a man when he knows something ain't sounding right and something ain't going right. There's a spirit in a man. And the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. So I understand that great men, just because they're gray haired and got a high digit behind their name, great men are not always wise. You get some old men say some foolish stuff. Great men are not always wise. Neither do age understand judgment. That's what he said they don't understand. They don't understand judgment. Therefore, I said, listen to me. I also will show you my opinion. Behold, I waited for your word. I gave ear to your reasons. Will ye search out what to say? We have found out wisdom. Elohim thrust him down, and not man. Now he have not directed his words against me, neither will I answer him with your speeches. And they were amazed. They answered no more. They left off speaking when this young man got done. Because that is something. Because wisdom sometimes does come from younger folks. To say that kind of blanket statement. They can't tell me nothing. You don't know that all the time. Sometimes young folks, the Almighty has interceded. They're young in number, but the Almighty has interceded, and they got some knowledge up there that's well beyond their years. You be looking at them like, where does cat come from? Yes, ma'am.
It's some Sabbath like that, the fighters that are out, and I may have woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but fire come in the room be like, it's the Sabbath day. So that break all that.
Break all that up? Huh?
Time to get up.
Huh?
Cut all that out.
Huh? Yeah.
Hallelujah.
And he pulled.
And hello? Mount Bay. Verse 16. When I have waited, and then there's parentheses, for they spake not, but stood still and answered no more. I said, I will answer also my part. I also will show my opinion, for I am full of the matter. The spirit within me constraineth me. Ever had to, that's what it means. Sometimes you got to hold your tongue till you just get full, and it's the right time to come out. Behold, my belly is as wine which have no vent. It is ready to burst like new bottles. I will speak that I may be refreshed. I will open my lips and answer. Then he said, let me not, I pray you, accept any man person. I don't need to accept no high flattering gratitude from you. You don't need to pump me up. Neither let me give flattering titles unto man. For I know not to give flattering titles. In doing so, my maker would soon take me away. And then from chapter 32 on in the book of Joel, from chapter 32 on to 38, Elihu gives his reason. And then after Elihu gives his reason, here comes the Almighty. And the Almighty comes to straighten out everything. He comes to straighten out everything. Chapter 38. We're going to read the beginning of that.
Hallelujah. Job chapter 38, verse 1. And Yahweh answered Job out of the whirlwind and said,
Came to him out the whirlwind and said to him,
who is this that darkeneth counsel by words without knowledge?
not just counsel, he said, you darken my counsel. Who is this? Who is this that darken my counsel by words that don't have no knowledge? Gird up your loins like a man, for I will be man of you, and you answer me. Now you had your chance to speak. Now I'm gonna start asking some questions. Where was thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare if you have understanding. That's what I was saying earlier. It's just some things. And this is what he said. It's just some things. We just can't explain. All we can do is glorify Yah,
Hallelujah.
sanctify Yah. I said, I know this. I know this. You look around and you say, man, no, it should be a lot better than this. Man, this shouldn't be working out like this. But I ain't got no answer. I done tried to change it. They told me if I do this, well, I done tried doing that. They told me I'll do that. I done tried applying this new. I done tried applying that. I done retraced some. Guess what? There is no answer right now. Other than to hold on. I'm gonna say it again. Other than to hold on to what you know is true and right. And what you know is true and right above everything is the Most High Yah.
Hallelujah.
And that means if you trade, hold on to that. If it don't never turn, and you go all the way down to the pit, go down to the pit, holding on to what you know is true and right, and that's the Almighty.
Hallelujah.
But I pray to him every day because in his name, like all the other people have done, righteous people have done, and said, I know you can change this. Because I trust in you. Never let me be ashamed. And when I really come to him with that approach, there is nothing that he haven't handled. If I take everything away that you want me to take, that you cry to me for, and I take it all away, and I put it over here, and it's all gone. Guess what you can do, Aaron? I'm talking about Aaron. It's teaching for me. You can act a fool. Don't play with me. I know you. I have known you in it first. You ain't ready for me to take the reins all the way off of you. You ain't ready for me to take that leash all the way off of you, and I can expect you to keep on walking with me. That's why I got to put it and clamp it on you and tug it sometimes, and sometimes make you sit, and sometimes make you go all the way down and stay. That's why I got to do these things to you, because I know you, and you know you. Now, in the day that we come to that grips, that you completely there, watch what I do. We get there, step by step. Yeah, I told you I don't teach the young. I teach the men. That's what it's
Yeah.
getting it. I'm getting to be the man he wants me to be. But that means this man got some work. And I only get real when there's adversity. Going gets tough,
It's gone.
tough get going.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Hallelujah.
Huh?
Hallelujah.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Huh? I'm gonna do something about best work.
Yeah.
Midnight hour.
Yes.
Let's get it. Because the focus locked in. Gave me a performance review one time. I said, you know what? Well, I know the price about you, but you come late a lot.
Yeah.
You lay out practically every day. I said, yeah, I know. We can't keep tolerating being late. That's what I need to hear. Huh? Hey, we can't keep tolerating being late. Huh? Siren went off. They started coming in, they were scared. They were like, what the? Is you here already? Yeah. Early. Whoa, yeah. Huh? At least for a few months. Then when everything went back to normal. God, somebody clock me in, I'll let you. Oh, there you go. That's the real one right there. But when they put that ultimatum there,
Yes, sir.
huh? Yeah, you rose to the occasion.
I can do this.
I can do this. So adversity is here, and it's here to be the thing that makes us better, especially with the Creator. Because that's what the goal is. Any comments on anything this morning dealing with adversity from anybody? You need a little adversity. Get the things go too well too long, you get now
Big head.
big head.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then you become everything that the Almighty don't like. Pride, arrogance, haughtiness. Yeah. See? But it's nature. They said we have rain. Look outside now. You got the sun. Had to have the rain to appreciate the sun. Any comment? No comment?
Well, talk class, all right? Hallelujah.
All right. Yeah.
We can already adjourn, yeah. We can get through an adversity. If there was some hunger, now you can eat. You had to listen to me.
Hallelujah.
Now you don't no more. See, that's adversity. Builds character. Or reveals character. It reveals that y'all patient to come here and listen to me and look at me every week. That's something. That's not an easy task. If there's no other,
You'll have a comment.
yes, sir.
You're up there for a reason and you do a good job. I mean, you might not be the most beautiful man in the world, but you do a fine job.
Well, thank you, sir.
You do a real good job. I wouldn't miss a Saturday. You do a fine job.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You really do.
Thank you. With help with the direction of the Most High, all things are possible.
You're a good teacher.
Praise God. Well, let us stand so we can adjourn for this part. I'll ask if you don't mind, Elder, please, again, if I can lean on you.
Yahweh, we thank you for all that you have done for us. We thank you for all that you are doing here. We thank you for all that you will do here. We thank you for being Yahweh, our Elohim, and loving us as no one else can. We thank you for the Sabbath day. We thank you for each and every day. We thank you for the good times and the bad times. Adversity does be okay. We all have to go through something to get to someplace. And with you by our side, we can get to any place in this world we want to go to. We want to be about, but not without you, we are truly lost. We are worms. But with you, we are all kings and queens. Fearing you and keeping you first will always be what we need as a people. Now, here we go. That was one mistake of Yahweh has kept us. So Yahweh, we do thank you for watching over us as we slept on tonight. And we thank you for watching over all, and we pray that you watch over all Israel as well as watch over us. Let all Israel would rise and honor and glory to your holy and right name. Yahweh, have mercy on our souls, both we, our fathers, and our children. Sin against you, even to this day. Be merciful, be compassionate, heal our land, and bring your people home. Yahweh, we thank you for your great goodness you have extended to each and every one of us. That's shown us all. And we pray that you give us the wisdom and the understanding to walk in your life all the days of our life. And Yahweh, we pray that you be with us this day and every day. Grant us good health, keep us safe from all harm. And truly, Yahweh, thank you, sir, and honor to you. To allow your faith to fall on your enemies and all the picture of people in your service Abraham. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.